This is One-on-One. Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. I am here in beautiful Atlantic City at the Atlantic City Convention Center. It's the 164th annual New Jersey Education Association Convention. We'll be talking to all sorts of important, interesting, and relevant people in the world of education. I'm pleased to welcome Steve Beatty, Secretary Treasurer of the NJEA. Good to see you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me.
For those who do not know what the Secretary Treasurer's job of the New Jersey Education Association, you're at a cocktail party. I don't know if you drink or not, but you would say?
I'm the Secretary Treasurer, and no one knows what that is. True enough. But basically, there's three responsibilities. As the Treasurer, I'm in charge of taking care of the budgetary issues and the fiscal responsibilities, and that. As Secretary, taking notes of the meetings. But I'm also part of the leadership team. And there's 5 of us: the President, Vice President, myself, and then 2 of our directors that basically form the leadership team and make a lot of the decisions and working with the management staff to decide the course of events for the association.
You've been teaching for 24 years. Why'd you get into it?
I was born to be a teacher. I mean, it's perhaps kind of trite to say or corny, but I remember being in 3rd grade and sitting there with my teacher, Ms. Zane, and thinking, boy, that'd be so awesome to be the teacher. All the free chalk you could ever want, and the charge of who goes to the bathroom, and it just took the path I went in. I went to Rutgers, I went to the education school, and I never looked back.
The thing you love most about teaching, what is it?
Being with the kids. I mean, the profession over my 24 years has definitely changed a lot in terms of the other things besides being in the classroom. But I always said that no matter what's going on a certain day, you close that door and it's like mental sorbet. The kids, and I've been lucky. I mean, where I am in Bridgewater, Raritan, we've had great kids, been a great staff, great colleagues, to have that kind of opportunity. But being with the kids every day, it's fun. It's why I got up early to do that.
Well, Steve, let me ask you something. I'm always curious. We have our kids, particularly our younger kids, in public schools. What do you think most students in the grades you teach are?
High school.
High school. So it's the entire experience,
yeah.
4 years. What do you think most high school students are looking for from their teacher?
It's a good question, and it's interesting enough because yesterday we had a great session with a panel of high school students down here. And they said the things that really we take to heart, that they want teachers to be real, to be authentic, to teach them with respect, to open up to them and show them that they're as vulnerable as they can be, to realize that we're there for them. And that plays off because my first year teaching experience, I actually taught in an alternative school in Westfield in Union County.
Tell folks what that means.
The alternative school there was actually a high school within the high school. Westfield's an affluent area, but there were about 120 kids that were identified as being at risk for whatever reason. And these weren't from, the traditional, what you think is at-risk students. They were from well-to-do homes in some cases or some not, but these are students that didn't see the value of education, maybe dropped out, issues with substance abuse perhaps in some, and here I was, a young guy, literally just out of college, 23 years old, and I thought, this is going to be, I'm going to light the world on fire. These kids are going to love me, and the first day was not like that. They really gave me a little bit of a wake-up call that I had to be authentic, and I carry that experience. Even
give of yourself?
Give of myself, just not try to put on an air and say I'm going to be everything for all right from the beginning. It was a process. I got to know them. They got to know me. We earned each other's respect. And even though I was only there for 6 months, it's an experience that I take with me everywhere I go, just being an authentic person, working to the best of your abilities and trying to just, earn people's trust and respect.
Curious about this, Steve. I've often talked, by the way, we've been down here many years. As part of our production team, we come down to talk to educators, leaders of the NJEA, people who contribute to this convention in the worlds of science and technology, innovation, education reform.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about is, what do you think the biggest misconception about educators is? On the part of some.
On part of some. Part of some is some think that we have an easy job, that it's, banker's hours, summers off, that, we kind of get a free ride in some cases, and nothing could be further from the truth. The teachers that I know, the education support professionals that I know, that I've worked with over these years, that I've been fortunate enough to come to know as good friends through the association as well, are all dedicated, hardworking individuals. The clock never stops, whether you're emailing or phone calls with parents, whether you're grading papers or working on lesson plans, you're going to workshops on your own time. It's an all-in investment.
Steve, I'm sorry for interrupting, Steve.
That's right.
He just reminded me of something. One of our sons happens to be in a public school in Montclair right now, and I emailed his teacher. We're here at the convention And so students have off on Thursday and Friday. On Wednesday, before I actually emailed one of his teachers, I'm not gonna say who or the topic, the subject, because we were concerned about something.
Sure.
And today, while that teacher is off, I saw an email this morning from that teacher saying, Mr. Adubato, anytime you want to talk about your son, and it struck me, that teacher is technically not working in the classroom,
sure.
but sent that email. Typical?
It is typical. It is typical. And, you know, we're dedicated people. I mean, the members, the professionals that make up, you know, the New Jersey Education Association, and by and large, educators nationwide,
Sure.
That's what we do, and we're there for the students. You know, teachers give of their own money, hundreds of dollars every year for school supplies. They give of their own time, volunteering everywhere they can and anywhere they can to be there for their students. And that's part of the calling. I mean, people that get into this for the right reasons are the ones that are going to email you no matter what day or night it is to make sure that you get the information you need.
Final question, Steve. Number one item on the agenda in 2018 for the New Jersey Education Association with a new governor, Phil Murphy would be?
We need to get some relief from Chapter 78 and make sure that the schools are funded properly.
Chapter 78
Chapter 78
is
a law that was passed now going on 7 years ago, that makes it, you know, a heavy burden for so many of our members to have to pay increasing costs for their health care. That people see their paychecks every year. Even though they may be getting an increase in salary, their paychecks have gone down and down and down. So we're very concerned about that. We want to make sure that, you know, no one got into the teaching profession to make themselves rich. We want to make sure that people can have a living wage and be here for the right reasons to continue to be in the classrooms and the hallways.
I assure you we'll cover that and a whole range of other issues, particularly on our series. Check out our website. State of Affairs is our public affairs program on public broadcasting and FiOS and NPR as well. But I want to thank you so much for joining us and wish you all the best.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by St. Joseph's Health, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Suez, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Turl Fund, supporting right from the start NJ, the Northward Center, and by Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.